Hey there, folks. So I finished up what is going to be the last of the AI code before getting into the editor. So this episode is just going to be reviewing the last of those code changes, and then, knock on wood, fingers crossed, next episode is actually going to be covering in editor stuff that I've done. I will go through this in the order I've done this, just to go through and explain things. So the first change is interaction type. I ended up in a situation where there was a circular dependency happening with the interaction type. I'll cover that in a moment here. But what I actually ended up doing is I moved interaction type into TF core data. You can see it's down here. I pulled it out of the interaction interface. As you can see here, and moved it into its own data type within TF core, or its own file within TF core data. Again, because there was a circular dependency happening. Now, one of the other changes I made was in NPC data. I added in the diet type. So for anyone wondering what that is, that's this stuff here. This is just a diet type that is used to determine what the NPC eats. And this is for fulfilling needs. So it's herbivore, carnivore, omnivore, or none. And this is an expandable list. I can add to this if I decide there's another, like insectivore, nectivore, things like that. I don't intend to go that deep, but I added that in here. And then the other thing is just down here in the struct, I added that in with a default value of none. What was the next big change I made? TF item data. I opened these all up in order. So in TF item data, and sorry, I've got my Git for desktop open so I can actually see while looking at these files. So in here, we now include a reference to the interaction type, because we're going to need that. And then in here, we have enum as byte, or tenum as byte, e interaction type, type of interaction, interaction type none. This is again for whether it's container, water, plant, meat, item, none. This will be things like doors, stuff like that. Once this gets expanded on, right now, for anyone wondering, my goal is to aim for like a wolf and a deer AI, and then go from there and build as we need to. Anyways, going back to what we're looking at here, item data. One of the other changes I did as part of this is just here in the clear where we're resetting things, it gets set back to none. Now, okay, that was item data. Interfaces. So the interaction interface. Did I close that off? Must have. I only opened the header as well. Interfaces. So in the interaction interface, in here I did make some changes. Obviously, as I mentioned, interaction type got pulled out. We now include a reference to that, and I missed an empty line in there, and sorry, cleaning my own code up here. I also added in a new interaction function called consume. And this is for, with that example of the deer and the wolf, a deer walks over to what would be a food marker, grass, and consumes it. Now, that's where this would be called on the interaction interface. It calls through to that grass actor saying, hey, I'm consuming you, and passes through itself. Character interface was the next one, so let's move you over here somewhere. So in the character interface, not much in the way of things changed here. I added in one new function, and this is the fulfill need, and this is to be able to call back to the character and say, hey, again using that deer example, you've eaten this grass, add 5 hunger. And that's, I'm talking with my hands here, and it allows that. And again, the use of the interface is to try and limit the need for like your food actor piece of grass knowing that, or all of the information about the character class. It just needs to know, hey, I need to know what is the need type I'm going to fulfill and how much am I fulfilling. So what was the next thing I did? I updated the character stat line. So let's take a look at that. I missed the header file here. I'm getting pretty good at not opening all the files I need to. So as I was just mentioning about fulfilling need, I added in an adjust hunger and an adjust thirst. Now again, I mentioned this, I believe it was last episode. Previous series I had used a adjust stat with an enum pass through, enum parameter to determine what stat was being adjusted. This time around I've decided not to do that. I'm just going for pure raw singular functions. And then in the stat line component, these two functions literally just call through hunger, adjust stat, amount. So what was the next thing I did? I added those in TF character. So to go with the changes to the character interface, I added in the... Did I cover that character interface? I did cover that. Let me find that here. The fulfill need, yeah. So, and it was going back here, I added this in. Obviously it's declared in the header. I'm not going to cover that, but with that, fulfill need implementation, so this is the C# variant. I did this yet again. We have our need type coming in and the amount. If we don't have a stat line component, we obviously can't do anything with it, so we're going to just return null, return. And then we're going to switch on the need. We're going to, if it's a hunger, we're going to adjust our hunger. If it's thirst, we're going to adjust the amount on our thirst. And then actually logger get instance, add message, unhandled need type. Yeah, that works. I'll use the auto populate there. One of the things I missed, because this is one of those sort of like brain dump moments where like, okay, this is how I want to do it. And I just plowed through. I missed adding this logging in. So that brings me to a quick point of, it's a good idea to review your code changes regularly with each PR you're going to put up, or however you're dealing with your repository, however you want to word it. My brain is not functioning. It's been a long day. But however you're tracking your changes, before you commit something, take a look over the changes you're doing. See, oh, did I miss something very obvious? Like in this case, I missed the logging right here. And that is character. Added that in. NPC character. I've got notes I did something there. So let's take a look. I don't think I did. No, I didn't make any changes in NPC character. So that must be a legacy note from the last episode. NPC character. Okay, so to go with these changes, I did modify our pickup actor. You can see here we have get interaction type. We're returning from our inventory item the type of interaction. And keep in mind, this is just like the world actor to represent this item sitting on the ground. And then we added the consume implementation. If the caller doesn't implement the character interface, we're obviously not going to do anything to do for myself. We are getting the interaction type. We are defining a local need. And then we're switching on that type. So if it's type water, we're going to say we're affecting thirst. If it's meat or plant, we're going to say hunger. Otherwise, we're going to say none. Well, we're not going to change anything, I should say, so it's going to default to none. If the need type is none, we're going to return. If it isn't, we're going to, like I said, I've got a note in here to replace a hard-coded amount, but we're going to execute fulfill need, which takes a need type, the amount, and in this case, the caller, where we're executing that, which, trying to think of the word, actor has the interface that we're calling. And that was the pickup actor. I did the same thing to harvest actor. Again, going through, I never cleaned up my code after this one. So I'll clean this up quickly. But as you can see here, it's cut and dry, the exact same thing. The reason why I have had to do it this way is TF actor. If we take a look at the header files just quickly, they both extend from a TF actor, and they independently add the interaction interface because I did not want to have the interaction interface on the root TF actor. Anyways, let's finish cleaning this up here because I hate the format I have to code in for my job. And the same note here, actually copy pasted this, to be honest. That's why the note's identical. So that covers the pickup. And next change was in the AI controller. There was two changes I made here. The first one I want to point out, the last episode when I added fall through in here, the attribute, that actually caused a build error. It doesn't work. So that was not a good thing to include. I've had to remove it subsequently. And then obviously that was causing a build error. So like I said, I had to fix that. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out exactly what I did. Stubbed out this logic here, or this case here, pickup logic, container logic. I just added those in because I added that to the data type. And then down around 120, get nearest resource for need. So I did expand this a little bit with some additional logic. So we have the diet type of the NPC from its data. If it's not a carnivore, we're going to say it eating plants. If it's not a herbivore, we're going to say it eats meat. And these two cases account for an omnivore. So if it's an omnivore, it is not a carnivore, so it's going to eat a plant. It's not a herbivore, so it's going to eat meat. So that adds that in there. I believe that was the only changes I made there. Let me have a look here. Yep. Okay, so the next one was in our Blackboard defines. I gotta find what I actually changed in there. No, I didn't actually change anything in there. It's still just the needs target. Evaluate needs, was that one? No. The only other change, I'm saying, TF item. Oh, yeah, this was a big one I missed. So in the TF items, in the builds of build.cs, we did need to include a reference to core data. Again, because of the interaction type. Cover that. Sorry, I'm just quickly looking over my git change log. Character interface, that line component, I covered that. I did make some changes to go consume. So in go consume, all I did is, that was that on line 68 here. So in here, this previously was execute interact. I changed that to execute consume, just because I added that new interface function in to account for the different types of interaction. Now, this is a bit of a shorter episode. We're sitting at 16 minutes here, give or take my editing, just because I know there's a lot of background noise as well. As I said, this is going to be a shorter episode, though. I'm going to end things off here. Sorry about that. My dog's picked today of all days to just be loud. But anyway, so I'm going to end things off at this point just because, like I said, I've cleaned up, got everything ready to actually move into the editor and start getting some work done there. I realize it has actually been a long time since I've been in the editor, so hopefully everything actually works out. But anyways, as always, folks, thanks for watching. If you have any comments, questions, concerns, suggestions, please feel free to leave them in the comments below. Hop over onto the Discord, ask your questions there or leave your comments. Discord, we try to be as helpful as possible over there. There's a bunch of us that just answer questions as best we can. But as always, folks, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next episode.